Andy McFayden, and I'm the Executive Director of Strategic Communications at WSU Tech. I've worked here for about 13 years, and the last 6 have been in the Strategic Communications Department. So I think one important thing that we did is we've kind of paused and looked at our diverse amount of offerings that we teach at the college. So a couple of components that have really strongly affected the college have both been the grounding of the 737 MAX and then also the pandemic as well. Those kind of hit hand in hand. And so we do obviously teach a lot of aviation manufacturing courses. Our main campus is the National Center for Aviation Training, and we take a lot of pride in that. Fortunately, we have 5 campuses in town and many outreaches in high schools and things of that nature. So we offer over 100 degrees and certificate offerings that boils down to about 40 or 50 majors to choose from. So we've really taken the time to pivot and invest in programs and shore up programs that do have growth. So for example, health is really booming. IT is really booming. It sounds odd, but our aviation maintenance program has almost tripled this year. We see a large amount of laid off workers that are going back to school to upskill during this time. Thankfully, we just got the news of the 737 MAX potentially being able to get off the ground again. So as we get little wins like that, we see that students are looking to diversify their current skill sets within the aviation industry. So then when they do get called back, they can do different things or make more money in different areas and grow themselves professionally before they go back to work. So really, I think we've pivoted and kind of invested in other programs that we have until we can, gradually get back into that aviation manufacturing again. I think it's important to lean on existing partnerships that you have. And also, if you can create new ones, that's fantastic as well. So, for example, we're entering year 2 of our Metallica Scholars Initiative, where we've blessed to receive a gift from Metallica Scholars Foundation. It's the All Within My Hands Foundation. So this is year 2. We're running that. We've had a partner jump on board. They're called Wolverine Boots. And so we've been growing and kind of nurturing that program a little bit. We're one of the model institutions across the United States to train students in skilled trades. And so it's been great to collaborate with, a super cool band like Metallica and super cool apparel brand Wolverine, and then throw trade and tech ed in there. So it's been kind of interesting to lean into existing partnerships like that. I think also, I'm kind of a silver linings type of guy. And so while the pandemic and 737 MAX have most certainly created some headwinds for us, we have created some efficiencies in the way we teach here at the college. So we have about 20 hands-on technical programs that have gone hybrid, which means they've taken on a little bit more of an online component for flexibility. So we've been working with current partners like the Greater Wichita Partnership to launch campaigns like the Get Trained, Get Paid campaign that you see out there right now to help workers upskill or reskill until we can gradually get our feet back in the water in the aviation manufacturing industry again. So just looking to, collaborate. One thing Dr. Utash tells us here is, we take a lot of pride in collaboration for maximum impact. And so it's super important to both lean into partnerships that we currently have and, create new ones too, to all get together and work together through all of the headwinds that we do have. So, we've been able to maximize certain programs and grow certain programs, and we're launching some new programs. So keep your eye open for that. But just it's allowing us to be innovative, but you do have to stay positive, right? You've got to try to take things in stride as well, because it's not easy. It's definitely not easy, right? But that's what AMA is great for too, right? So we have this network of professionals that range the gamut from education to, different corporate entities, and we should be comfortable reaching out to each other for advice and collaborating. And, you know, some of us are good things at some things and some of us are not so good at some things. So like, for example, me, I'm going to surround myself with people that are good at the things I'm not good at, right? So we make a better, stronger team. That's what I think of AMA in the marketing industry. You know, you can, you know, surround yourself to make yourself better. And, you know, don't be afraid to ask questions and reach out to people. It's a crazy time, but I found that people are open to collaboration now more than ever. So that's really interesting as well. So as we moved into the pandemic, we obviously, this is the air capital of the world, right? Both for, you know, manufacturing aircraft and maintaining aircraft. And so we had really put a lot of intentional efforts into the aviation manufacturing industry with special initiatives like the Wichita Promise Move, things that, you know, the community indicated as a priority to get talent in Wichita and also retain talent in Wichita, right? And so I think it's been interesting how we've had to pivot with that group of individuals because so personally, I mean, I take a lot of pride in not just my career, but also the lives that we touch through, you know, training, you know, initiatives here at the college. So we just moved a bunch of people to Wichita for the aviation industry that had just been working for a year, 2 years tops, you know, and they were just getting settled and we, you know, again, retain them, keep them, and they were staying. So, you know, then 737 MAX issues hit and we rolled into the pandemic issues. And so I think it's important to, everyone wants to have a plan, right? We all want to have the best plan so we can be thoughtful and, you know, maximize ROI and use our resources efficiently. But I think one thing that I've really learned over the last, you know, year and a half has been really, you know, you need to have a plan, but you also need to be nimble. You need to be flexible and you need to be open-minded during the life cycle of that plan, right? And so you need to be able to be a little, I hate this analogy, but I always go to it. It's like you need to be a little speedboat and not the Titanic, because we know what happened in that story, right? And so you want to try to be nimble and have a plan, but be nimble and be willing to change with that. So I think, you know, we've been able to pivot when necessary. And then just, you know, it's important to just pause because things are moving so fast. One of the biggest things that we've experienced is people communication, not just externally about our product that we offer in the community, but like internally to our faculty, staff, students, constituents, anyone who engages with us at the college. So it's one thing to make a pandemic plan, right? And it's another thing to be, I mean, it's kind of like I'm always in there. It's always this little nugget in my mind. It's like, you know, oh, it's, you know, getting better. It's getting worse. It's getting better. What are our partners doing in the industry? Because we don't want to get too far ahead of everyone. We don't want to get too far behind everyone. We want to all stay together because we're a team, right? That can be just that process can be really intense and really stressful. And so if you don't have the ability to be a little more nimble with your planning and you're more rigid, that can be tough and it can be even more challenging for you. So I think it's just important to just, I'm just going to be the first one to say it. I'm a super anxious person because obviously I want to succeed. We all want to succeed, right? But B, we all need to be safe and be thinking about our customers and anyone who engages with our, you know, our company or whatever initiative you have going on. So it's like, if something doesn't go the right way, you just have to be prepared to pivot and it's okay. We're going to make mistakes. This is like a really, I really don't like the term unprecedented times, but like they are unprecedented times, right? Like we should be able to be humble with each other and be open to having discussions that are tough. You know, like it's hard. Like it sounds simple to be in communications, right? Like, it's have clear communication. Well, that's difficult right now. Before this conversation started, we were talking a little bit about wearing masks and our feelings about, you know, we want our family and friends and us to be safe through the Thanksgiving holiday, right? So it's like you almost have people over here that are like, I'm not wearing a mask. And you have people over here that are like, I'm wearing my hazmat suit, that type of situation. So you're trying to just find a gentle blend and bring everyone on board as much as possible, but be flexible. So I think they're challenging times. So just remember to be nimble if you can, and be humble during I think it's important to fill your mental health bucket. I think whatever that means to you. For me, it's spending time with my niece and nephew, just kind of, taking time to just pause and just spend time doing simple things, go to the park, spend time outside, watching my niece and nephew play, whatever. It's just calm down for a few minutes, spending time with my best friend, doing adventures in whatever way we can find through to stay safe through the pandemic. So you're doing murder mystery games in Zoom and all types of fun activities that have evolved out there, right? And so, whatever that means for you, you have to take time to do that, because if you don't, then you can't give your best work, and you can't, be nimble and flexible and be open-minded when you are not kind of at peace through the whole process as well. I spend a lot of my time volunteering as well. So that's not a fill your bucket thing, but it can also be giving more of yourself thing. So I find that, balancing my work life, my volunteer life with things that do fill my bucket appropriately is even more important, because it's harder to give back right now too, because you have to engage with people differently. So everyone's on the struggle bus with that, as trying to have that balance, so that you can just kind of have, you have to be at peace and in yourself to make the best decisions in your work life, right? We all get stressed. We all feel that all the time. And so, you feel it, just pause for a minute. It is 100% okay to pause the Zoom meeting and just breathe, just breathe for a minute. I have done that a few times, because it can get stressful, because it's like, get your team scheduled for a Zoom meeting. Everyone get on the Zoom meeting. Everyone have the conversation. You just can't walk out of your office door and have conversations as easy anymore as you used to. So it takes a little bit more out of you. So just whatever that means for you, just pause and take care of yourself so you can give your best to the community and to your organization. So what I would say to sum up the conversation really is, if you can collaborate. For example, I have a finite budget here at the college to take care of the PR, advertising, marketing activities of the college. So it's finite, right? And so if you have the opportunity to collaborate with others, we have found great venues with our grants department. Anytime someone says, hey, we think we can collaborate with some marketing on this, I'm like, did someone say my name? And so it's kind of like, being open and intuitive to, things that are available now because of the dynamics, right? So, we have access to special funding to support our students this time, during the pandemic, to make extra resources available for them. We have to communicate those things, make sure those things resonate with the students that we need. So, looking around you constantly, I think, and just kind of scanning your environment on opportunities that are around. So, we have, like I said, going back to my budget example, I have my budget. Then I work with other groups inside the college and even outside the college to maximize our story. Always looking to tell the story of the college. If you want to listen, I'm going to talk to you about it, whatever, right? And so whatever form that might take, whether it be a panel that Dr. Utash is sitting on, or Metallica is like, hey, we want to pay for some of your students to go to school. You have this gamut of things that are always there. But it's important to remember that you're the subject matter expert in your seat. So I understand the workings of the institution, of the college. As a 2-year technical college, I understand our product. We all understand what industries we're in. Be confident in that, and then take it to the next level and say, how can we engage with others to maximize or, collaborate for maximum impact? I think that's the biggest thing to remember. And don't be afraid to ask questions. Again, plug for AMA. Like there's a whole bunch of us. I just had breakfast a few weeks ago with a colleague who reached out and she was like, hey, can we just talk? And I'm like, yeah, what's up? You know, I mean, just don't hesitate to lean on each other. 'Cause if we don't lean on each other, we don't have anyone else, right? So we have a the AMA Wichita branch is great. And it's such a great diverse amount of different industries and people in different ranges of their careers too. So don't hesitate to reach out. We're all here, you know, we're all human. So, you know, just make sure that don't just sit there and struggle. Talk to your colleagues about what's going on. Maybe some of us might have an idea for each other to help each other out along the way. So I think just keep your minds open to collaboration, especially during these hard times.